are off. Today is day 159 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on here at Code Academy. We are now going into... Well, let's see. Little cat, you are blocking. Yes. Come on. Where are you going? Yeah, good. No scratching your face on the mic. Look at you. Yes. Alright. Look. Tiny cat, tons of fun. We're just trying to start the stream, and then you can come back for scratches later. Does that work? Maybe? Are you trying to assume the napping position? Okay, there. Good. You're golden. Just watch your tail, alright? So, here we go. No, you're still way too involved. Can we... Yes. Better? Good. Alright. Tiny cat dealt with. What are we looking for? First, let's double check. We've got webcam, checkity check, mic, good. Code Academy. We've got chat on our phone, little kitty. Everything is on the up and up. Okay, way cool. From the top, once more, today is day 159 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on at 50% of the way through Learn Responsive Design, which is the currently, we've gone over this the last couple days, technically the final section, the final lesson of the final course that we currently have available to us. Code Academy will always be updating their site, adding new content, but in the meantime, as it stands, this is the end of everything that is currently available to us at this point in time. So let's go ahead and dive into There we go. Look at that. We can scroll through. We have so many things completed. There's a scroll bar on the left. It goes off of our screen. Learn responsive design, 50%. We finished, so lesson 1 had 2 parts, or part 1 had 2 lessons. We finished sizing elements yesterday, and today we will be diving into media queries. This is our final adventure here on Code Academy. So let's knock this out. Section 2, Section 1 must have had no instructions tied to it. Hopefully. Loading. Alright. So, you know what? Tell me we are... It is toasty. Yeah. And stuff. Oh god, face hit. Hey, Luminism! Did you finish your PHP course? I did finish the PHP course. PHP was actually interesting. I mean, it was a very, am I thinking of the PHP course? Maybe I'm thinking of the SQL courses. PHP was, like, very direct in their examples. Actually, I think it was both the SQL courses and the PHP courses. Their examples were, like, very straightforward. Not a lot of creativity, which is fine. A lot of simple, basic examples, but it definitely got the core elements across. I did like the PHP course. The thing that stood out to me the most regarding the PHP courses, at least here at Code Academy, I'm sure different code editors return errors in different formats, but as far as languages go, here at Code Academy, the PHP errors were awesome. They were incredibly, like, straightforward, easy to read. Like, if there were syntax issues, just the way the editor worked, at least the thing was how the editor was set up, or possibly the language, but I don't know, it was very straightforward. If there was an issue, it was easy to identify in the error messages it returned. So that was the fun fact that I remember standing out. But yes, we conquered PHP, and now we have finally made it to the last section, the last lesson available to us here at Code Academy. and we will be tackling responsive web design, or technically media queries. All right. And actually, okay, Luminism, that's the PHP library returning those errors. Every language has its own error handling. Well, I like the PHP error handling the best. If that's how that works, then theirs was awesome. So I appreciate their error system. Incredibly clear, legible, direct. Some of them, it's just like 40 lines of nonsense, and I'm sure it means something when you've got a better understanding of everything, but learning whatever given programming language and still being a novice, I definitely appreciated having very clear, direct, like straightforward. There were arrows, I kid you not, little carrots pointing. Boom, problem child, right here. So it saved a lot of time, a lot of headache, all nonsense. So, anywho's, all right. We are taking it from the top, section 1 of 8, responsive web design. When someone visits a website, it's possible they are viewing on a phone, tablet, computer, or even a TV monitor. Because screen sizes can vary greatly across different devices, it's important for websites to resize and reorganize their content to best fit screens of all sizes. When a website doesn't respond to different screen sizes, the website may look odd or become indecipherable on certain devices. This usually occurs on smaller screens like phones. When a website responds to the size of a screen it's viewed on, it's called a responsive website. Because websites can be displayed on thousands of different screen sizes, they must be able to respond to a change in screen size and adapt the content so users can access it. Instructions. Let's take a look at a website that does not respond to different screen sizes. First, visit blank. Okay. So there's this guy. And resize the width of your browser to simulate a smaller screen size. Note how the content on the web page does not shrink when you resize the browser width. Okay, good. The content is, it moves, but the sizing of the objects doesn't change. Merely the structure. Okay, now in contrast, let's take a look at a responsive website. First, visit blank. Here's this. Did they give us the same link for both things? I'm pretty sure they did. Responsive unit 1 through blah. Yeah, that's... Oh, hold on. No. Index HTML versus index responsive HTML. I'm not entirely certain that it had changed. Don't mind me. Just a moment. Tiny crisis. Okay. Crisis averted. Good times. Now, what are we doing? We are finishing up. Again, resize the width of your browser and note how the content on the web page resizes and reorganizes itself. Luminism, page 2. Responsive design, you say. Bootstrap.com or getbootstrap.com. Noted. We will add that to the list of things to inquire about. I think they were talking about this one not changing. I'm not sure. It's just I didn't notice a big change between their first link and their second link on the last page. We saw that the web address changed in section 1, but Who knows? We'll find out. Onwards. From the top, section 2, CSS uses media queries to adapt a website's content to different screen sizes. With media queries, CSS can detect the size of the current screen and apply. Little kitty, your head is perfectly blocking this whole area of the monitor. If you would, hey, go be a tiny cat. Thank you for lying down. CSS, something about different screen sizes. A website's content to different screen sizes. With media queries, CSS can detect the size of the current screen and apply different CSS styles depending on the width of the screen. At media only, screen and max width 480 pixels, body font size 12 pixels. The example above demonstrates how media query is applied. The media query defines a rule for 4 screens. Whoa. Not 4 as in number 4. FOR. The media query defines a rule for screens smaller than 480 pixels, approximately the width of many smartphones in landscape orientation. Let's click the link. Little cat, your face is like right as knuckles, my hands on the keyboard. My fingers are not there for your scratching pleasure right now, tiny cat. We're here, stream, page orientation. Do we really need this? We know what landscape is. Look here, portrait, landscape. Good. We're all on the same page now. Good. Okay. Let's break this example down into parts. In its parts, add media. This keyword begins a media query rule and instructs the CSS compiler on how to parse the rest of the rule. 2. Only screen indicates what type of devices should use this rule. In early attempts to target different devices, CSS incorporated different media types: screen, print, handheld. The rationale was by knowing the media type, the proper CSS rule could be applied. However, handheld and screen devices began to occupy a much wider range of sizes, and having only one CSS rule per media device was not sufficient. Screen is the media type always used for displaying content, no matter the type of device. The only keyword is added to indicate that the rule only applies to one media type screen. 3. And max width 480 pixels. This part of the rule is called a media feeder and instructs the CSS compiler to apply the CSS styles to devices with the width of 480 pixels or smaller. Media features are the conditions that must be met in order to render the CSS within a media query. CSS rules are nested inside of the media query's curly braces. The rules will be applied when the media query is met. In the example above, the text in the body element is set to a font size of 12 pixels when the user's screen is less than 480 pixels. All right. So, instructions. At the bottom of style.css, at the bottom, ta-da, create a media query for the max width of 480 pixels. This will allow us to shrink the width of the page title element on smaller screens. Page title. I wonder why they said at the bottom. Write a media query. Because page title is here. Oh, that's page title h1. Here's page title. I'm pretty sure we would just add it here. I mean, I guess we could add it in a different section, but I feel like it should go here. Max width. Not underscore height. That's what we wanted. On a blank on what we needed. Max width 480 pixels. Hopefully they like that. No, we did not write it at the bottom. All right, fine. Have it your way. get rid of all of this. And we'll get rid of this guy. Okay, somehow we're running stuff. Write a media query at the bottom of the... I must be crazy. Oh, okay, right, a media query, as in this. At media only, they were going through, this keyword begins a media query rule and instructs the CSS compiler on how to parse the rest of the rule. Gotcha. Okay. So, we need to do this. Copy at the bottom. We've got a couple things. So we've got media query. Linkity blank. This allows us to shrink the width of dot page title. Sure. When the screen size is less than 40 pixels wide, we're reading through the fog of war down here, give the dot page title class a width of 270 pixels. Font size, body. So here is where we will want dot page title. And this will be width followed by 270 pixels. This will make the dot page title element appear more clearly on small screens. Test your code by resizing the browser. We'll go ahead and run this. Aha! Look at that, green check marks across the board. And gigantibus. And smaller. Good, good. Oh god, we're falling apart. Section 3. Don't want any. We're coughing and we're leaking. This is a nightmare. Hold on. Brace yourselves. Oh god. Why? It's never ending. Death. Okay. Mostly able to breathe. Not quite. We're just kind of pretend breathing. What are we looking for? The top of the page. We are on 3 of 8. Of course we are. Alright, specific screen sizes can be targeted by setting multiple width and height media features. Minimum width, minimum height are used to set the minimum width and minimum height respectively. Conversely, max width, max height set the maximum height and width respectively. By using multiple widths and heights, a range can be set for a media query. At media only screen and minimum width 320, max width 480, rule set 320 by 480. The example above would apply its CSS rule. Death. The example above would apply its CSS rule only when the screen size is between 320 pixels and 480 pixels. Notice the use of the second "and" keyword after the minimum width media feature. This allows us to chain 2 requirements together. The example above can be written using 2 separate rules well. At media only screen and minimum width, and media only screen and minimum width 480. Versus here, we're in tandem with the second and, versus here we've got them broken apart. Okay? Good. The first media query in the example will apply CSS rule when the size of the screen meets or exceeds 320 pixels. The second media query will apply CSS rules when the size of the screen meets or exceeds 480 pixels, meaning that it will override the CSS rules present in the first media query. Both examples are valid, and it's likely that you'll see both patterns used when reading another developer's code. Let's make the gallery images appear larger when the screen size is small to medium size. Write one at media query for screen sizes with a range between 320 and 480. Use minimum and max to define range. We can basically use this one. Copy. Ta-da. And we will run that. Okay, green check mark for 1. And then 2, inside the media query, select the thumbnails within the gallery, the dot gallery item and dot gallery thumbnail, and give them a width of 95%. You should notice that the gallery images will appear wider when the screen size is between 320 and 480 pixels. Okay, so where are we inside the media query? Select the thumbnails within the gallery. So dot blah blah and dot blah blah. Here, inside the curly braces, paste with more curly nonsense, followed by a semicolon of sorts, and we will be giving it a width of 90%. Good. There's this, and a colon, and there's that, and we're running. Ta-da, green check mark. So small and larger and good. All right, we are making progress. Section 4 of 8. Another media feature we can target is screen resolution. Many times we will want to supply higher quality media, images, videos, etc., only to users with screens that can support higher resolution media. Targeting screen resolution also helps users avoid downloading high resolution, large file size images that their screen may not be able to properly display. To target by resolution, we can use the minimum resolution and maximum resolution media features. These media features accept a resolution value in either dots per inch, DPI, or dots per centimeter, DPC. Learn more about resolution measurements here. We'll take a gander. What's that, little cat? No? Okay, she's good. All right, I'll touch her ear. Kind of threw off her napping game, but she's back in it. Dots per inch, we're familiar with DPI. Well, they've got a nice, fun, single one-liner here. Dots per inch, DPI, is a measure of spatial printing or video dot density, in particular the number of individual dots that can be placed in a line within the span of 1 inch. Ta-da! Cool, so we're closing that section. Oh, no. We clicked on the link from here. We still have the example and the rest of this noise before the instructions. At media only screen and minimum resolution 300 DPI. The media query in the example above targets high resolution screens by making sure the screen resolution is at least 300 dots per inch. If the screen resolution query is met, then we can use CSS to display high resolution images and other media. 2 instructions. First one, write a media query to make the logo higher quality if the visitor is looking at the Amazing Space website on a high-resolution display. A higher resolution display have a minimum resolution of 150 DPI. All right, so write a media query. We're focusing on the logo. So we'd be able to do dot logo. Copy you. Yada shabada yada. All right. Media only screen minimum 150. Schwamp 50. Now what are we looking for? From there, we need to address the dot logo. Okay, we're good. We're good without the dot logo for now. See how we added a dot gallery item and dot page title. I wasn't sure if we needed to add dot logo here just yet. But let's look at 2. Second instruction. Inside of the media query, add this CSS property to the dot logo class. Now we get to drop in dot logo. Background image URL, something about a spaceship at 2x. So we will take this. Here we can do dot logo, curly stuff, and we're pasting. They already had the semicolons, so let's go ahead and run that. This code will exchange the existing logo with the higher resolution logo. To make the difference obvious, the higher resolution spaceship logo has blue wings. Sure. Kinda greenish to my eyes, but yeah, I mean, I could see there's a healthy dose of blue in there. Exchanging, if you're accessing Codecademy, a screen with a resolution greater than 150 DPI, you will observe the spaceship change. If not, you can rewrite the minimum resolution media feature to a lower value to observe the change. Aha! So let's do... I don't actually know what the DPI is from my screen. Let's check. Let's drop it down. It's probably more than 50. Run. Now it's blue. So let's bump it up to 100. Green. So 90. Bring it together. We're gonna figure this out. Blue. Okay, so 95. Okay, 96. Kind of fun. We've had to lower our standards for fun over the last 159 days progressively. Now fun means changing the, finding the minimum DPI for our screen resolution. So, you know, to each his own. I'm going to count this as a win. Most will count this as a sad misadventure, but that's all right. So our screen DPI is 96. That's 97 with green wings, and we run it. 96 blue. Pretty awesome, right? I think so. Onwards, 5 of 8. We've breached the halfway point. Well, technically, right at the halfway point. 1 of 4, 5 to 8. You got what I mean? Okay, so it's all downhill from here. Technically, it's been all downhill since day 1, but for today's stream in particular, now we're headed downhill. In the previous exercise, we chained multiple media features of the same type in one media query and used the AND operator. It allowed us to create a range by using a minimum width and max width in the same media query. The AND operator can be used to require multiple media features. Therefore, we can use the AND operator to require both max width of 480 and have a minimum resolution of 300 DPI. For example, media only screen max width 480 pixels, minimum resolution 300 dpi CSS rule sheet. By placing the AND operator between the two media features, the browser will require both media features to be true before it renders the CSS within the media query, and the operator can be used to chain as many media features as necessary. 1. The website's text needs to be larger for users who have small, low-resolution screens. Write a media query that applies when the max resolution is 150 dpi and the screen has a max width of 480 pixels. So are we writing a new one or adding this on to one that we already have? I think we're creating a new one, if I'm not mistaken. And honestly, we could probably just steal this guy. Copy. Dee-dee-dee. Ya-da-da-da. Dee-dee-dee. Da-da-da-da. Da-dee-doo. Da-dee-dee. Okay, so this will be max resolution. Yeah, max resolution with 150, Schwam 50, and max width of 480. Beautiful. And we're running. Yes. Come to the dock side. No, why is it wrong? It's angry at us. It doesn't like what we're suggesting. Everything we said was stupid. What are we looking for? We've got a big, angry, red check mark, X mark, whatever you want to call it. Did you write max resolution 150? Oh, as the first media feed. I did not. I was wondering if that would be an issue. Apparently, that is an issue. Lesson learned. Copy. We're going to shove that there. Max width 480. Copy stuff. We're going to put this here. So the order of it. Now, again, I don't know. This may be one of those Codecademy activity-specific things. I don't know if having one before the other would actually make a difference in a real-world scenario. Because since it's and, you would need both anyways for it to be true, for it to render. I think the activity, though, as they mentioned here, you write max resolution as the first media feature. So I think the order of it, they're looking for the order here in this query at Codecademy. So little things like that. We'll run it again. Ta-da, green check mark. So we had the right info. They just prefer it different format. Totally cool. Totally cool. Instruction number 2. Hey, Dreadsteed, how you doing? Hey, just send my support. Awesome. Thank you. It's day 159 and the last lesson of the last section of our journey here at Codecademy. So starting tomorrow, we get to start diving into side projects. Maybe we'll check out Free Code Camp and some other fun things like that. But in the meantime, we are just finishing up down the last couple sections of the final lesson. Good time. So thank you, Dreadsteed, for stopping by. Instruction number 2. Inside the media query, make the font size of the dot page description element 20 pixels. We're going to go ahead and take this guy. Font size. Boom. Font size. Colon 20 pixels with a semicolon. And we're running, and we're running. Happy green check mark. From Codecademy to us, we are free to advance to section 6 of 8. If only one multiple media features in a media query must be met, media features can be separated in a comma-separated list. For example, if we need to apply a style when only one of the below is true, the screen is more than 480 pixels wide, the screen is in landscape mode, we could write media only screen and minimum width 400 pixels, comma, orientation landscape. In the example above, we use comma to separate multiple rules. The example above requires only one of the media features to be true for its CSS to apply. Note that the second media feature is orientation. The orientation media feature detects if the page has more width than height. If the page is wider, it's considered landscape. If the page is taller, it's considered portrait. 1. Navigate to your first media query you wrote at the beginning of this lesson, where you targeted screen width max 480 pixels. Okay, first media query, boom, max 480. Let's also make the logo text appear vertical if the screen is in portrait orientation. Add another media feature rule to the rule using a comma to separate the rules. The second media feature should check if the screen's orientation is portrait. So, from here, media only screen and max, comma, orientation, so forth and such. Although we're looking for portrait, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and drop this in anyways. Portrait. Now, let's go ahead and run that. Ta-da! Beautiful. Beautiful. Good times. So, from there, we're moving on to section 7, 8. We're so close to the end. Fascinating. Breakpoints. All right, wow, that is a healthy chunk of text. Okay. We know how to use media queries to apply CSS rules based on screen size and resolution, but how do we determine what queries to set? The point at which media queries are set are called breakpoints. Breakpoints are the screen sizes at which your web page does not appear properly. For example, if we want to target tablets that are in landscape orientation, we can create the following breakpoints: media only screen and minimum width 768 pixels and max width 1024 pixels, and orientation landscape. The example above creates a screen size range and the size of a tablet in landscape mode, and also identifies the orientation. However, setting breakpoints for every device imaginable would be incredibly difficult because there are many devices of differing shapes and sizes. In addition, new devices are released with new screen sizes every year. Rather than set breakpoints based on a specific device, it's best practice to resize your browser to view where the website naturally breaks based on its content. The dimensions at which the website layout breaks or looks odd becomes your media query breakpoints. With those breakpoints, we can adjust the CSS to make the page resize and reorganize. By observing the dimensions at which a website naturally breaks, you can set media query breakpoints that create the best possible user experience on a project by project basis, rather than forcing every project to fit a certain screen size. Different projects have different needs, and creating a responsive design should be no different. Check out this, which we will click. Check out this something or other. List of breakpoints by face widths. Use it as a reference of screen widths to test your website to make certain it looks great across a variety of devices. Noted. We will click a gander. Okay, mobile less than or equal to 480 pixels. Tablet less than or equal to 768. Tablet landscape less than or equal to 1024. Less than or equal to 1600 pixels, and greater than 1600 for desktop. Okay. Good note. Pro tip: screen sizes. Yes. Good. And we're gandering. Everyone's happy. Let's go ahead and close out of this. Marching onwards. The last breakpoint we'd like to account for is a tablet in landscape orientation. The Amazing Space website should change its format to show the gallery pictures on the right while having the logo and the description on the left. Write a media query that meets the following requirements: screen size as a minimum width 786, screen size has a max width of 1024, screen has an orientation of landscape. So all that goodness. So let's go ahead and cram this into something. 1, 2, and 3, double ands, technically triple. 2 and 3. This is exactly what we need. Copy. Good. And we're running. Happy thoughts. Look at that. Hot damn. Okay. 1 green check mark. Followed inside of the media query. Include this CSS. Page title, page description, float left with 20 M's. Page description, text align left. Ask and you shall receive. We are going to be jamming this right down here on line 142. Paste, make paste. And you know what? Let's fix the indentation stuff here. There's more fun than we want to look at going on right there. And let's shimmy this slightly forward as well. 1 and 2. That looks about right. Cool. Do we need this extra space? We'll leave the extra space between it because we can. Let's go ahead and run it. Yes. And it's thinking good. Green check mark. All right. So we've got this. Wow. That was... You got a lot to say, little kitty. You're excited as we go into the final section? Yeah, you're excited. Oh, look at you. Okay. We're going to go into the final section. You want to hit the button together, little cat? You've been napping on the desk. You're reaching out. We'll hit it together. This is going to be incredibly awkward. Don't mind me. Hopefully we don't get clawed. Little cat, you have to wait for all of 15 seconds. You get to press the next button as we go into the final. Yeah. Yes, and we're moving you, and we're moving... No. Use your feet. Okay, we're going, and we're sliding, No, I just need your paw. Did you already click it? And... Cat, you clicked it. Oh, look at that. We are in Section 8. Congratulations. God, you have a lot of claws. Hey, tiny cat. I love you, princess. You were gonna sit. Yeah. Why are you so difficult to operate right now? Look at this. Assume the napping position. Oh god. It's all falling apart. Lot of fur. You stay on the desk. Clearly, you're happy napping on the desk. Thank you for hitting the next button, little kitty. Congratulations. Congratulations on completing the course. Learn responsive design. You've learned a new skill and should be proud. Want to take a look at your profile and see what you accomplished in the near future. Okay, this is it. The final session, review time. Incredible work. You've learned how to change the way a website appears on different screens with media queries and breakpoints. Throughout this lesson, you learned when a website responds to the size of a screen it's viewed on. It's called a responsive website. When you can write media queries to help with different screen sizes. Media queries require media features. Media features are the conditions that must be met to render the CSS within a media query. Media features that detect many aspects of a user's browser, including screen width, height, resolution, orientation, and more. The AND operator requires multiple media features to be true at once. A comma-separated list of media features only requires one media feature to be true for the code within to be applied. The best practice for identifying where media queries should be set is by resizing the browser to determine where the content naturally breaks. Natural breakpoints are found by resizing the browser. Tiny cat, your face is blocking. Thank you. With the knowledge of media queries and CSS, you can make websites that look great on any device, from a small phone to a huge television, by making your websites responsive. You'll make it possible for any of your users to have a great experience. Click up next to continue. Although I don't think there's really anything up next for us to do here. Let's go ahead and click it anyways. we are looking. Oh, no, we need to go back one. Okay, there's that. Up next again. She's loading and loading. Good. All right. Learn responsive design complete. Let's jump back to Codecademy. Here we have, look at that. That's weird. Learn HTML. It brings us right back to the end, or right back to the beginning. Learn HTML and CSS part 1. The cycle never ends. It's a constant loop of learning. Catalog. Let's look at this. We have completed. It only took 159 days, but we finally completed everything Codecademy has to offer. Now, true, there is all the pro content that you can pay for, so there's even more that we could do here at Codecademy, but we've experienced all of the free non-pro content that they had to offer. And that's what we've done. That's what we came here to do and to conquer, and we have finally done it. Good times. Let's go ahead and check stat-wise where we conclude day 159, and basically stat-wise when you complete Codecademy, at least currently, with all the free content. So we have 1,837 points to our name with loading 270 badges, 23 courses completed, skill completed. Do remember that there are two courses. The Learn JavaScript control flow specific course wasn't added to this total, so that would make 24. And Learn the Watson API course also wasn't added. So really, technically, it should be 25. I don't know if it's because they're going to be updating or changing, or if those are only temporary courses, or maybe just due to the type of the courses those were, they aren't factoring them into the rest of the skills or courses that added to this. But regardless, we've got at least 23 badges that they'll approve to our name, 270. And look at that stack of courses. Ta-da! So what did we have? We have, starting 159 days ago, Learn HTML and CSS Part 1. That was completed 5 months ago. Learn JavaScript. That was completed 5 months ago. Learn SAS. Completed 4 months ago. Make a website 4 months ago. Learn the command line 4 months ago. Learn Git 4. Deploy a website, also 4 months. Python completed 3 months ago. HTML and CSS 3 months. JavaScript 2 months ago. jQuery 2 months ago. We've got React Part 1 1 month ago. Part 2 1 month ago as well. Angular 1. Ruby 29 days ago. Ruby on Rails 26. Ruby on Rails authentication 24 days ago. Learn Java 22. Learn SQL 19. SQL table transformation 15 days ago. SQL analyzing business metrics 13 days ago. PHP 7 days ago. Now, in between the 7 and the 7 days that PHP was completed ago, so a week, and the 4 minutes ago that Learn Responsive Design was completed, there were the 2 other courses, Learn the Watson API and Learn JavaScript control flow, that specific course. So 2 more that should be there. Hopefully they'll add them in the near future. Maybe. Fingers crossed. But that's that. Codecademy will be updating their site probably in the next coming weeks to a couple months, hopefully sooner than later. So there will be even more content that we can add to our growing repertoire. And they'll be updating some of the previous courses that we've already completed. So more to come from Codecademy. In the meantime, starting tomorrow, the adventure continues. Outside of Codecademy, we'll start tinkering with our own side projects. We'll need downloads, things like Atom.io or like Visual Studio, one of those. We'll also be sure to check out Free Code Camp and some other things like that. I also have that Udemy course for JavaScript, the like 85 videos. I don't think I can stream that stuff. I'll try to power through that as quickly as possible. There's no need for me to really spread out that stuff, especially if I can't stream it. But yeah, that's about it. So we will go ahead and conclude day 159. Thank you to anyone and everyone who may have stopped by today. Luminism, Dreadsteed, anyone who may have accidentally stumbled in to view the stream as well. Any all views are greatly appreciated. And also, just to everyone who comes on a semi-regular basis, definitely Topher, and plenty others, Mr. Dean Wolf, and a smattering of other viewers over the last 159 days. Donka, thank you. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Let's go ahead and back out of Codecademy. We're jumping into OBS. We are stopping the stream for day 159. Again, the adventure continues tomorrow with day 160. Who knows where the path leads, but in the meantime, we are stopping the stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.